Please welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos with commentaries and also educate you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So, lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok and I thought to share with you guys where a lot of people are reacting to the fact that the Pope actually opened its portal, and and this got a lot of people reacting like, why is it opening its portal and why is everything looking so scary and so hard? Guys, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes, lovelies. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
Hello and welcome to Dr. Mumbi Spirituals. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. So the Pope has announced that he's opening 4 sacred doors, basically 5 portals on December 25th during the Christmas Eve celebrations for Christ. I mean, by now you should know that Jesus was not born on the 25th, like for real. And he's opening them in 5 different cathedrals around the Vatican, which is extremely important. Now, a lot of people have been saying that these are probably portals to like other worlds, or he's allowing in the beast, or they're preparing for the Antichrist, or the man of sin or man of perdition or whatever. But what's interesting is that they actually do this every 25 years, just before the year of Jubilee. So if we realize that the Vatican is actually an energy center, it means that they're opening up energetic doors in order to harvest the energy from the year of Jubilee. So I don't think any demons or whatever, the demons are already here. The devil is already here. The man of perdition is already here. But they're opening up these portals so that they can open up the energy centers to either harvest good or bad energy. Now, we know there's been a lot of rumors that World War III is going to start next year, and there's going to be a lot going on next year. But what's interesting also, family, is that this coincides with what happened at Notre Dame, the cathedral in Paris, which had a lot of symbolism of 5. So Macron mentioned that it took 5 years to build. In fact, he had said it would take 5 years to build. He also talked about how they spent $500 million sent from all over the world, and they used about 500 staff. So 555 is basically the number of change and the number of big change. The cathedral, actually I'll do a whole separate show on the cathedral and what that ritual, but the cathedral has totally changed. They changed up the altar. They removed the energy and the spirit that was there before, which shows you that they're also getting ready to welcome a new spirit, or to seat a new spirit at the altar, because the Notre Dame that was there before is not the Notre Dame that is there now. And these guys don't even have the power to really reconstruct. So if you were to look at the altar, the new altar they built, it's so basic because they don't have the know-how to do any of the construction that was done in Notre Dame. So it looks like the Vatican and the Roman Catholic Church is preparing the stage for some kind of Madonna spirit, for some kind of Jezebel spirit, or it might even be a transvestite spirit. Because we saw the first couple to walk through the doors was Macron and his husband. So you already know what that agenda is. Interesting times ahead. Let me know what you think in the comments.
So the Pope says he's going to open these 5 portals on Christmas Eve. What does that even mean? Well, let's talk about it. If you're new here, I'm Maggie. I wrote the book Metaphysical AF, and I wrote the best-selling Metaphysical Oracle deck, which has been named by Elle as one of the best oracle decks of all time. Let's talk about what it really means when the Pope says he's going to open these portals. The portals actually refer to the holy doors, not actual portals. But as you might know, a door, a window, are portals. Just like in the old days where we were told, never let anything into your house without inviting it, because that is a threshold, that is a portal. So let's dive deeper into what this means. The holy doors are special doors that are in the basilica, and they are only opened on specific years where the Jubilee takes place. And here's where we get into the weird part, the symbolism. It says that the doors represent Christ, through which the faithful enter through the presence of God and receive special graces. What God? Like, for real, what God is the Pope referring to or giving good graces from? This tradition dates back all the way to 1423, where Pope Martin V opened the first door. The door is opened usually every 25 years, but this last time it was opened was in 2016. And this is not some new or unprecedented event. These doors have been opened religiously, continually for years. Here are the 5 doors that are going to be opened. St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, the Archbasilica of St. John in Rome, the Basilica of St. Mary, also in Rome, the Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls, also in Rome, and the Rebibbia Prison, located in Rome, but this is a new tradition by Pope Francis, who says to be doing this for more mercy and honor. The significance and purpose of these doors opening is meant to be a spiritual renewal, marking the beginning of something, marking the beginning of the Jubilee year. It encourages pilgrimage and reflection, and indulgences. So this says that patrons can receive specific indulgences by entering through the doors. And of course, we have our skeptics and our devil's advocates who rightfully don't trust the church. Let's just be for real. This is the same church that, they don't really have a good history of, being good people, I guess. But for the skeptics, this is just a century-old tradition that has been happening since the 1400s. The portals are supposed to be symbolic doorways, but as we know, symbolism runs everything, so they actually are opening something that is supernatural. The Pope seems to be focusing on mercy, which is why he's opening the doors of the prison in Rome, which just seems like that's probably a bad idea. And they say that this is being very transparent and that the Vatican has been open about this. But as we know, there are thousands of books in the bottom of the Vatican library that no one is allowed to read or see. So we know that the Vatican doesn't have a history of really being transparent, even though they claim to be. And as much as the Catholic Church wants to say that this is a tradition and this is a good idea, I don't believe them. So now let's dive into what the metaphysical concepts of these portals and what this could mean are as well. In metaphysics, portals are considered to be doorways or into other realms of existence or other dimensions. The theoretical function is that the opening of these portals allows entities to come into this dimension. And there is a lot of historical context about portals being opened in all sorts of other cultures. So this isn't new news. Now, one of the origins of this concept of that the Anunnaki are connected to the Catholic Church is because the Anunnaki are an ancient race of Mesopotamian deities. You can see them written about in the Sumerian tablets and in other ancient works that we haven't discovered. Some theorists propose that the Catholic Church actually has information about the Anunnaki, but they haven't let it be released because obviously the public would freak out, and it goes against their control and manipulation of only you have access to God through going to the church. We know that the Vatican probably has information about extraterrestrial communication, interactions, all of these things. What's the reason that these archives are hidden from the public? Ask yourself that. It is important to know that the Vatican archives were once called the Vatican Secret Archives until 2019, where they changed the name to the Vatican Apostolic Archives. which they tried to do to dispel misconceptions about it being so secret. But here's what you have to do if you actually want to go into the Vatican archives and read any of the information. No person is just allowed to just go in. You have to fall under their specific little qualifications, which only lends more to the conspiracy theories that the church is hiding something. Let's not even talk about all the people that have gone missing, and, let's just move past that. The archives are only accessible to scholars with appropriate qualifications, typically those with a specialist degree or equivalent from institutions of higher education pursuing scientific research. But religion and scientific research are two separate things. There's an application process. Researchers must submit an application for an admission card to get into the Vatican secret archives. They also need to provide a letter from a recognized institution or qualified person in the realm of historical research. There's limited access, and only 60 academics are allowed inside the archives at one time, which means per day. And you can only request 5 articles at a time, period. And there are time restrictions. Historically, documents aren't made available until 75 years after the Pope's reign, which just makes it more inaccessible for people to actually understand what is going on or to learn what the actual information is. Let's talk about it being hidden. What's for real. The Vatican has very strict rules about what can be brought in to the actual archives. Phones are not allowed. Only paper, pencils, and laptops are allowed. In 2010, they tried to let journalists in to dispel some of these rumors that the conspiracy theorists have come up with, but they really didn't do a good job. The Vatican does host about 1,500 researchers each year, which they try to say indicates them actively letting people have ongoing research. And they try to say the restricted access is due to the fragility of the records, but let's be for real. It's about hiding secrets. Now, we know there's a global pattern of abuse with the Catholic Church. It's been revealed in countries like Australia, the US, Germany, Ireland, and it indicates a long-standing practice of hiding and concealing information. The fact that only 60 approved researchers can come in and they only have access to 5 pieces of information at a time really lends to the fact that they are trying to conceal and hide information. And let's just end on selective disclosure. The Vatican's approach to opening records, which was, I said earlier, usually 75 years after the Pope's reign has ended, that was not the case. In 2020, they opened one of the Pope's records from 1939 to 1958, which demonstrates a pattern of selective and controlled releases of information. So, if you think these doors being opened is just some traditional practice, I would say that I would do a little bit more research and ask yourself if you think the Catholic Church can be trusted. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have heard other theories about this. I would love to hear your theories on what this actually is, why these so-called portals are being opened, and what could actually take place or happen in 2025. Do you trust the Catholic Church? So the Pope says he's going to open these 5 portals on Christmas Eve. What does that even mean? Let's talk about it.
The portals have been opened and we survived, but what happened? I will not watch it. Everybody said don't watch it. I will not watch it. I'm not looking it up. I'm not YouTubing it. I'm not anything. I'm seeing other people talk about it, and people are saying that the Pope looked like he was in fear. Other people are saying it looked like it was fake, like somebody opened the door from the inside when he opened it from the outside or something like that. Somebody give me a little recap here of what actually happened. And are we still scared that something's going to happen? Are we going to get attacked by fallen angels today? Or what can I expect in the future of our life now that these portals have been open? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I should feel on edge today or in the future or whatever. I mean, the world's already crazy enough. We got drones going crazy. We got orbs. We got people burning people on the trains. The world is freaking a shit show right now. But let's add to it. So what did I miss? I won't watch it. I will not watch it. But what did I miss? Tell me the recap of it and what you think of it. what you think happened or might happen. I'm also seeing a lot of people saying that it literally looked like a movie, like it was like completely staged like a movie. So I don't know. I won't watch it, but tell me, give me the tea.
So from what I could gather about that, what they're doing is opening the tomb of St. Paul for the first time ever, if not the first time ever, for the first time to the public, or like not to the public, but publicly. And next to it, there is something called the Tomb of Lucifer, and it holds a statue of Lucifer. More symbolism than anything. There's no like body in there. Again, this is just from my research that I've gathered. And for those of you who are new to me, I studied at the Vatican Archives last year for about a month. And I got a really in-depth scholar's look at everything. And I got to really go through the archives. Is there stuff I didn't get to see? Abso-fucking-lutely. I could have been down there for 10 years and not seen everything. There are priests that are archivists that have worked down there for decades. And they're like, I will never see everything. And I'm going to be here every single day till I'm dead. So it's worth looking into from a historical perspective. Most of this is like ritual. Most of this is like public spectacle in a way. It is a way of like signaling in a jubilee year, in a celebration year, that there is some kind of openness between the Pope and these saints and things like that. A lot of it is very, very metaphorical. A lot of it is very like symbolic. But again, you know, when you think about the Catholics, you think about transubstantiation, you think about the body and blood of Christ, you think about all the incense, you think about the Latin chanting. It's all a little kind of spooky. But there's a lot that seems spooky that isn't, because it's just not put forth in a way that's digestible, I guess. Is there spooky shit? I'm sure. I don't know. I don't live there. But this particular instance, that's what I found on it. But again, there's always more research to be done.
Today, the Pope just opened one of the holy doors. Now, if this door is considered to be holy, why is it even closed? Now, I wonder, what is he looking at? Because we can't see what he's seeing. But when he opened the door, I heard someone or something scream, "Help me." Now, as you can see, he covered his eyes. He didn't even want to see what was behind that door. Now, they're saying it's a holy door, portals, whatever it is. But if it's holy, it should have been closed in the first place. I don't know what's about to happen or what's about to go on, but something is up. And that door is a pretty big door. Who knows what's about to come? Shh! Don't you say it. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just letting everybody know that today the Pope opened one of the holy doors. Everybody knows this. This is public knowledge. I mean, we would just have to wait and see. If he doesn't want to look, neither do I. I don't know what's going on over there, and I don't even want to know. It's none of my business. Let me look further into this. I gotta go.
So lovelies, the Pope actually opened his vault, and this got a lot of people reacting. This got a lot of people scared to what is happening. So this was supposed to be opened after every 25 years, you know, as it was said in the video. Like, it has everything, spiritual connection, historical connection, that, you know, that it all involved itself around. But why this actually got a lot of attention was the fact that it was actually aired like live, and people began to notice that once the vault was open, there was some sound coming out from the said building, or will I say the said vault, and the voice was actually yelling, "Help me!" Like, guys, this is just so scary that at first I was having contemplation of either stitching the video or not, because of every spiritual thing connecting with it, and there have been some spiritual historical, some names and demons and Lucifer. Like, oh my goodness, guys. It's so scary that I had to like have a second thought about stitching the video or not, but here we are, because I wanted to understand what was going on first before stitching the video, and I think this is something that has been done, or it's just something like a ceremonial thing that is done on 25th, you know, the day at which our Lord Savior was actually born. So, and it was said that this is an indication of opening new energy, opening like so many positivity or negativity. It all depends on the energy that actually comes out from the said portal and all of that. Like, guys, it's so confusing that I just have to put it up here, because sometimes when I see stuff like this, you know, and I get a little bit of confused, I just try as much as I can to put it up here so that you guys can, you know, educate us more to actually understand what is going on with this opening of portals. The other time it was actually said that portal open a vault, and it was now, you know, found out that the, you know, the first people that was actually on the planet Earth was people that looks like me, and you know, Yeshua, and all of the historical biblical messages and stories that we used to hear, and we actually thought that this was actually referred to people of the other side, was actually false. And all of the things in the vault, you know, the biblical stories was actually indicating people that looks like me. So from there on spot, I was like, there are so many things which is just on this earth that these people has tried as much as they can to hide from the public eyes, you know, even if they want to like air this live so that everyone can see, which a lot of people do not even want to see. People do not want to watch. Why some people does, it just, that does not really make them so transparent. There are more to all of the things that we see. There are more that are like, I believe that there are some spiritual things that people don't even get to see or understand. It takes people like this to know and understand things that is going on the net. So since putting open its birth and all of the things that came out to be that, you know, Israelite people are actually people that looks like me, and all of the stories in the Bible are just, you know, not what it seems. It's shocking to me that up to date, because growing up I have always you know, seen that the darker people they are like, it's also brainwashed. And with this happening and the word opening, you know, it's actually made people to panic. A lot of people were like, okay, do not panic, it's just something that will just come and go. And it actually did. But people are giving more reaction to the fact that when this board was opening, the way at which the Pope was so scared, and as if he saw something, and people were also doing some kind of caricature like, oh, how come the camera was just pointing at his face? Like, was there a cameraman in the tumble? Like, it has actually, you know, given a lot of speculations, people with their different ideologies and commentaries, that I even, you know, was like, what is really happening? Is the world coming to an end? What kind of energy is being released? Is it the good or bad energy? What are people expecting to get? You know, so I just decided to put it up here for us to know what really went down on the 25th Eve after the birth of our Lord Savior. And if you know more about this portal and the story, apart from the ones I've put up here from the stitches, because the young lady who actually broke it down, you know, described it as something that was supposed to be happening every 25, you know, years, but right now it's as if it's something that occurs more often than when it's supposed to occur. And it's also said that these portals are, you know, are all over, you know, Rome, and they have about so many of them, which is actually opened by by the time this other one is opened. So guys, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this whole thing, of the way you think of this historical thing. Share me your light, cause I actually want to know more about it. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. If you're passing by, leave a commentary, subscribe. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and I'm wishing everyone a compliment of the season. Remain safe, be careful with your surroundings, be more prayerful, have faith, and everything is eventually going to be fine. And I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Watch up to this extent. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next